Welcome back, students. Today our topic is about gravitation. During previous class, we have studied about the basic concept of the ancient and the old theories about the universe to understand about the universe. And we try to get some of the basic ideas, the concepts which were used at that time to study about the planetary motions and Kepler's law and other theories study about the laws which are linked with the calculation of the theories. So here it is. Lecture. This is our lecture 2, lecture 1. Basically, we have discussed the 1500 and 1600 concepts of the theories which we have studied about, the laws which are used to calculate about the planetary type of the motion. Now, during this class, we are going to start exactly the topics which are to understand about the gravitation. This is the scientist. The credit goes to this scientist. His name was Isaac Newton. So what he has done the gravitational force while sitting at the under the apple tree. He noticed that the apple always falls down. He threw it again and again, tried to throw it in up direction. He observed that again and again the apple is falling down. Then he starts to think about the type of the force which is used or involved, which tends to these apple to move towards the surface of the earth. So universal gravitational law. This is universal gravitation. From this, Newton reasoned that the strength of gravitational force is not constant. In fact, the magnitude of the force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the object. So here it is. Newton's concluded the gravitational force is directly proportional to the masses of both objects, and then it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the objects. And we will see the mathematical form of this Newton's law of gravitation. This is the most important law to explain the force. Basically, it's the force is attractive in nature. There is no repulsive concept. And he explained that whenever there are two objects in the universe at a distance r from each other, center to center distance r, so he explained that the force of attraction of the gravitational force between the two objects is directly proportional to the product of masses. And number two, he said it is inversely proportional to the scale of the distance between the objects. This law also follows the inverse scale law, and I have already explained during the Coulomb's law that if you have a distance of a torch from the wall that is at 1 meter, so if the area is say 2 meters square, where the light is formed, shadow is formed on the wall, you shift the torch 1 meter more at the back side, you will see that the area of that increases light increases on the wall with the scale time. So this shows that the intensity of light has decreased equal to the scale time. So this is the concept of universal scale law. A simplest thing is that you can explain this force reduces by the same factor that is inverse of the scale times inverse. So you move the objects closer, force will be more. You move the object apart, the force will be less. So this is the concept. So basically these are the two masses. One is mass, say this one is M1 or this one is M2, or you have labeled it with M1 and M2, or you have labeled it small and capital. If you see this mass is applying force on this one, and this one is also applying force on this one. According to the statement of Newton's law of gravitation, this force is directly proportional to mass m, and it is also directly proportional to mass m. Product of mass is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. This one is the distance between the two. That's why this law is also following inverse scale law. So first equation is basically f this f is directly proportional to m1 This are M. It is written here with capital. If it is with small, there is no harm in writing it small. So M, M, and M. And the second one is this force F. This force F is proportional, inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the two objects. So this one is D, and it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the two. When you combine these two, you are getting this one. F directly proportional to product of masses, it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the two bodies. You combining one and two, you get this one. This is most famous Newton's law of gravitation equation, or the formula which is used to calculate the force between the two objects, two bodies, which are separated by a distance d. By using the same law, we were able to calculate the mass of the Earth. We are able to calculate the mass of one object if the other is given. In simple, the Newton's law of gravitation, this one is gravitational force because you're doing something against gravitation. So G is equal to mn divided by r square, where my G is a constant of proportionality, and its value is, this one is G is equal to Gm m over r square. You can also label it with Gm1 m2 divided by r square. This is also correct. Basically, you're using two masses to differentiate between the two, and these are separated by a distance r. So this is the final formula to calculate what is G. G is basically called universal gravitational constant. Its value is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Put the values of here, its mass kg square. Here it is distance meter square. Here is for its unit is Newton. You simplify it, and finally you get the value of this G, and you will be able to use the simple mathematical steps to calculate the value of G with unit of G. This one is the unit of G. To understand this, G is called universal gravitational constant. Sometimes during the exam, you are asked to calculate to find out the difference between small g and capital G. This is universal constant. That G is varying. Its value is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Its unit is different, one difference. Its value, numerical value is different. The value of G is 10 meter per second square, small g. But these are the differences which you will calculate. It remains constant, but the G varies with the distance from the surface Earth. So this is the formula. If M1, this one is M1 mass, other one is M2 mass. These two are applying forces over each other. But the important thing is that whatsoever the force M1 is applying a force on M2, M2 is also applying according to Newton's law of motion on force M1. And this is the product of masses which I have already discussed. If there are two masses, this force of attraction is directly proportional to product of masses. These masses, product of mass is directly proportional, and this is second part of this law. This force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between this distance, square inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the centers of two bodies. You increase the distance, the force will be decreasing. You reduce the distance, the force will be increasing. So with what factor? With the square of the time. So here it is, you put the values, practical example. These were the two masses, and you have placed the values. This is the basically gravitational constant value, and it is mass m1. This one is mass m2. You put the values by using this value. You can calculate the force acting between the two masses. Inverse scale law, Newton. I have already explained it. Newton's law of gravitation is often called inverse scale law since the force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. The force of attraction between the bodies reduces by the same factor, which is the inverse square of the distance between the two objects. So, what is gravitational field? During the 19th century, the motion of the field, this one, entered the physics by Michael Faraday. Faraday. Objects with mass created an invisible disturbances in the space around them that is felt by the other massive object. This one is called gravitational field. This is the concept of the electric field, magnetic field around the object in the universe. and these are explained like this one. When objects with mass creates an invisible difference disturbance in the space, like Earth, like Moon, like Sun, all types of these objects have created invisible disturbance in the space around them. And how it is felt? How will you judge? How will you find? By the massive object when it comes in the vicinity, in the range of these types of field generated by the planets. So this field is called, oh, this is a planet. Around this planet, there outside, there will be a portion where if you bring any type of massive planet in this area closer to the Earth, you will see that it experiences some force. This, this force is experienced by an invisible disturbance around the mass of the object. This is called gravitational field. So, since the sun is very massive, it creates an intense gravitational field. More is the mass, more will be the gravitational field. Less is the mass, less will be the gravitational field around it. And the Earth responds to the field. No one, no more action at the distance. You move up to the certain distance, you increase the distance, the force will reduce. This is the magic. Gravitational field strength. How the gravitational field strength is calculated. To measure the strength of gravitational field at any point, measure the gravitational force F exerted on any point, test mass. And gravitational field strength is G, that is equal to F over M, and it is calculated by using Newton's second law of motion, and it is basically F is equal to mg, and g is equal to F divided by m. So this is the formula to calculate gravitational field strength. So gravitational field strength near the surface of the Earth, that is 9.8 Newton per kg and 9.8 meter per second square. In general, g is equal to gm over r square, where m is the mass of the object creating the field, this one m, and the distance from the center of the object r, this r, center to center distance of the object, and g is basically universal gravitational constant. If you put the values of all the constants of the given values in this formula, you will be able to calculate the value of g. Or if you know the value of g and other values, then you can calculate the mass of the object. If g is the strength of gravitational field at some point, then the gravitational force on an object of mass m at that point is this one. This is the formula used to calculate gravitational force. If g is the gravitational field strength at that point, the unit of gravitational field strength is Newton per kg, then the free fall acceleration at that point will be uh, is also g. Basically, g is free fall acceleration, a type of acceleration which is independent of any other type sources which acts on it. It falls freely. Then the free fall acceleration at that point is g, and its value is 10 meters per second square. If you look at the table and look at the gravity on the planets, this is 2.50, 1.5, 0.5, and 0. This is gravity of the Earth is 1. So these are the different planets where you are getting different values of gravity. Now, what about the mass of the planets? This is another graph. This is another tabular form to understand the mass of the planets. So temperature of the planets, this is another density of the planets, temperature of the planets, size and characteristics of planets. So this is the size, Mercury, mass, radius, density, and rotation period, how much time it will take to complete a rotation. So this is the concept. This is the basic detail formula table to understand the size and characteristics of planets. So gravitational field inside a planet, if you are located at a distance r from the center of the planet, or the planet's mass inside a sphere of radius r pulls you towards the center of the planet. If you are standing at the surface of the earth, a force from the center of earth is applying continuously so that to keep you inside a field, gravitational field. Again, if you are located at a distance r from the center of the planet, or the planet's mass inside a sphere of radius r pulls you down to the center of the earth, like you are standing at the surface of the earth. The mass of the earth inside is pulling down towards the center of the earth. All the planet's mass outside a sphere radius r exerts no gravitational force on you. This is a basic concept. Outside, no net gravitational force acts on you. So gravitational field inside a planet, this one is a planet, the gravitational force to calculate inside the planet, what the blue shaded part of the planet pulls towards point C. This blue shade moves towards C. This is the center point. The gray shaded part of the planet does not pull you at all. Gray portion does not pull you at all. So gravitational field inside a planet halfway to the center of the planet G1 G has value that is one half of its surface value. So when you move inner side of the surface, so the value of G will one half of its value. At the center of the planet, G is equal to 0 Newton per kg. If you move at the center of the Earth, you will see that there is a place where the value of G is 0. During next classes, you will find out, higher classes, you will find out the value of G, and when you will put after deriving formula, you will come to know that where the value of G is 0 and where it is maximum. This is Earth's surface gravitational field inside and outside Earth. This is the shape to understand, to explain where inside it will be 0 and when it will be maximum and when it will be in between the two. So this graph explains itself. Gravity values can be calculated by various planets. These are the different values of gravity which you see, and these are used at different occasions at the places to calculate some of the numerical problems. You need to understand some of the most important planets and their values. Questions in the topics and assignments to think. This is one of the portion which we have started. What is gravity? You have to write down the answer. What is universal gravitation? Universal gravitation means you have to explain the gravitational law, Newton's law of gravitation. What is difference between G and G? I have already discussed. Unit, value, formulas. What is the value of capital G? I thank you all for your patience. Hope you will have understood the new topic, that is gravitation. And in this class, we have studied about Newton's law of gravitation. Statement is that force of attraction between the two bodies, is directly proportional to the product of masses, and it's inversely proportional. It means this force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the two bodies. So with this, our class ends. I thank you very much for your patience.